Monkey D. Luffy is a naturally eccentric guy whose constant youthful optimism and general ignorance of the outside world has developed some of the most hilarious scenes in the series. While his best stuff mostly relegates to stupid humor, there's no denying that plenty of the jokes land given how genuinely oblivious he is and his own crew's constantly concerned yet hilariously exaggerated actions. This is best exemplified by his one concern whenever he sees a fantastical creature. Monkey D. Luffy is a naturally eccentric guy whose constant youthful optimism and general ignorance of the outside world has developed some of the most hilarious scenes in the series. While his best stuff mostly relegates to stupid humor, there's no denying that plenty of the jokes land given how genuinely oblivious he is and his own crew's constantly concerned yet hilariously exaggerated actions. This is best exemplified by his one concern whenever he sees a fantastical creature. Foxy the Silver Fox may not be the most substantial character in the series, but given how much time the manga and anime gave him, he isn't exactly easy to forget. Foxy is a classic, cartoonesque villain whose very essence screams to cheat and be mischievous. While this made him a cunning antagonist against Luffy and the Straw Hat's genuine naivete, it also bolstered him as one of the funniest characters in the series, devising traps and lies that are interesting when they work and hilarious. The train ride to save Robin was full of a variety of cookie characters prepared to thwart the Straw Hats, but the one to really creep into people's minds was the eccentric chef who cooks ramen in his stomach and blasts it through his nose, all while rollerskating. There's a lot to pick out from just a purely visual and conceptual standpoint, but what really sells Wanza is his pure pride in everything that he is. So much so, that it's hilarious to find him indignant when Sanji arguably makes him. Following the tradition of Shonen's past, Sanji is the perverted, womanizing character that's constantly hitting on every female character and doting on the few that actually reside on his ship. He does so to a cartoonish degree that sees his eyes pop out as hearts and his legs swivel like Taz the Tasmanian Devil. What really pushes this gag to a chuckling degree is his drastic switch to gruff stoicism when he talks to guys, namely his chief rival Roronoa Zoro. The fights and bickering between Lola's time in the series may have been short, but her influence in the series reverberates to this day, as well as the unforgettable charisma of one of the funniest characters of the Thriller Bark arc. She first premiered as a zombie pig that wanted to compete with Nami for Absalom's hand. The exchange is furious and energetic and builds to some of Nami's best moments. However, things only get funnier when they find her true self and realize that she really is a pirate with a marriage gimmick. Despite his ghoulish demeanor, Brook is one of the funniest characters to step on the Thousand Sunny, though he hardly has a foot with which to take a step. He is one of the series' most expressive characters, constantly laughing, joking around, and making faces. Some of his best bits relate to his iconic skull jokes that all peak at this twisted fate. However, if this list were to pick one line of his, it would be one of the few moments that Brook was ironically being sincere. Roronoa Zoro should not be as funny as he is. He is the classic second in a shonen series, following along the stoic legacies of Vegeta, Hai, and Meta Knight. However, Eiichiro Oda really isn't one to conform to the pace and helped add a little more personality to the tired trope. Whether his stoicism is being challenged or used as the joke itself, Zoro has been the source of plenty of laughs, relying on the character's natural contrast with One Piece's colorful world. It just makes sense that a literal clown would find an easy spot on this list, and Buggy certainly deserves a spotlight above the rest. He had humble beginnings as the cowardly cabin boy of the Roger Pirates. As he grew up and left the crew alongside everyone else, he blossomed into a new career as the cowardly captain of the Buggy Pirates. For all intents and purposes, Buggy is Luffy's oldest and most consistent pirate rival. His vengeful motivation against the Straw Hats has not only developed. Who else can finish off this list than the Sniper King, the god, the brave adventurer of the sea himself, Usopp? Usopp is by design the main comic relief of the Straw Hat Pirates. While he is a skilled inventor and sniper, his primary role in the series is to break the tension with his constant quips and inherent cowardliness. It's always fun to see an Usopp fight scene, as it sees him try and weasel his way out of being a shonen character but somehow win by frightening his opponent.